Hello everybody and welcome back. I am super stoked for this video because 2024 is going to be the best year yet. And this is the perfect time to start planning for it so that you have a successful year. So what we're going to do today is plan together. I have some actionable tips that you can take now to start getting things ready for an amazing 2024. So grab a pen and paper and let's get into it. All right, so tip number one is to reflect on the past year. Take some time to reflect on the past year. What were your successes? What were your challenges? What do you want to improve on in the coming year? So what I did last year, this thing is amazing. So this is called the Law of Attraction Journal. It is so cute and it has so many things in here that have been super helpful for me. I have to say that I haven't been as diligently using it as I would like to, but luckily I started the year off strong with some goals. So I'm going to take you through a few of the things that might help you with this whole journaling process. So in here we have create harmony on all levels. So it might be super helpful for you to break this into different categories of how you did with the past year. So we have spiritual, personal growth, relationships, career and business, fun and recreation goals, money, family, and health. So those are like really big pillars that you could really pay attention to when it comes to reflecting on the past year. We need to know where we left off last year so that we can get off on the right start for next year and really review like, what are those good goals? Because we can tell whether or not they were good goals or not as to whether or not we achieved the goals, basically. I'm going to go through a few of mine so that you can kind of understand concrete examples, because that's always super helpful for when we're talking about certain things, I think. So for spiritual, I had to get right with everything that I had gone through with losing a baby last year. Exactly at this time, I had a miscarriage and it was really tough. So spiritually, I wanted to get over that and move on so that I could be the best mom, wife, business person that I could be. And, you know, I've really gotten there. I've done a lot better. Personal growth, I wanted to work on my attitude. Imagine that. I am trying to get rid of that resting bitch face. I am getting better, tell you what. There's a few other things here, but I want to talk about really making sure that we are going in and seeing how we did last year to move on to next year successfully. Okay, so step number 2 is to really make sure that we are setting clear goals, because we really have to know whether or not we are achieving the goals or not. So they have to be clear, they have to be objectively, you can see whether or not you have actually met these goals or not. So it's essential to personal and professional growth. So I'm going to give you some steps in order to do that. So write down your goals and review them periodically. Make sure that you are attending to them. If there's something that's in there with your process that's not working, you can say, okay, it's time to pivot and do something different so that I can make sure that I'm reaching these goals. Okay. Another step is to envision the end result. And I have a little tip for you to do that. So I have this, and it is called a 369 manifestation journal. And if you haven't heard of it before, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's pretty sweet. I've actually gone through a few of these, and I love this idea of envisioning the end result and manifestation because it is something that has really changed my life. And I have gotten into it. I thought it was all, you know, just hooey, pewey, whatever. I don't know what that means. But, you know, just silly stuff, I guess. Like I never really got into it. And I'm like, okay, like when I read The Secret, I'm like, this is a bit much. But trust me, if you believe in the process, it is going to be something that is life-changing. And what's awesome is that I have something here that can help to prove that that is the case. So I really got into a lot of this manifestation journaling and meditation and all of these things to help reach goals. So in here in this manifestation journal, it's just kind of a little tool that you can use. And at the very beginning, it kind of explains what everything is, and it gives you ideas of love affirmations, wealth affirmations, health and general affirmations. And so what you're going to do is you're going to, for each page, there's going to be a date on here, okay? And what you do is you decide what it is that you want to manifest and then what the affirmation is that's connected to that. You write it 3 times in the morning, 6 times in the afternoon, and 9 times at night. And I know that seems like a lot of writing, but there's something about writing it down that just will help you to just really get there, I'm telling you, because I can look at a lot of these and realize, you know what, I had these things and like I met these goals. So one of them, for example, was selling Blake Drive. So it was a house that we had listed and it was one of our biggest listings because it was our first like over $1 million listing. And so what I wanted to manifest was selling Blake Drive, and my affirmation came from the money page. Money flows to me easily. And so I would write those things down, 3, 6, 9, you get it. But we sold Blake Drive, so it worked. It's so cool to just kind of look back and see some of these things and see that this is actually something that worked. And I would love to get more into this in the future, but this is the 369 journal, and this is going to really help you with journaling and manifesting and envisioning that end result. Okay, now how are we making sure that we're meeting those goals? We are going to make sure that we are doing SMART goals. Now, probably you've heard of this, maybe not. I have heard of it a lot in the past because I was a teacher, so we worked this out with our kids at all times so that they could see that these were achievable goals that they're setting for the beginning of the year and see if they can get there by the end of the year. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, I guess. Okay, time-bound. So something that we could, for example, look at that would be a SMART goal is something that is very concrete, like let's say lose 10 pounds, okay? Apparently I had that on one of my lists for last year to lose 10 pounds. I don't know why, because I don't really like to focus on weight or the scale, but I did it anyway. But anyway, for this example, this is perfect because then we can see if we reach that goal or not. So this journal is really cool because what you could also do is it outlines where I am now, where I'm going, and how do I get there. And it goes with spiritual, personal development, relationship, career, business, all of those pillars that I was talking about before. So where I am now, so I had in here at 120, so this was January 20th, so that's perfect. I weighed 132 pounds. I'm just gonna be really transparent with everything in this video, so you're welcome. Where am I going? My goal was to go down 10 pounds, and how do I get there? Keep working out and eating healthy. Now that could have been a little bit more specific for sure, but the goal in general was something that we can see if it was a SMART goal or not, because we can see if I achieved it or not by stepping on the scale, okay? Another SMART goal would have been under my money category. It was to get $15 million in sales this year. We are currently at $14,456,790. So that's pretty cool because we're just about there and we still have 1 more month. So that's sweet. So those are how you can really see if these are SMART goals, achievable, and make sure that they make sense for you and your life. All right, tip number 3 in creating success with this whole process is to create a routine. Now, if you've been on here and followed me a little bit, you know that I'm crazy about my morning routine. It is literally something that has helped me to survive motherhood because I just crave that extra time in the morning that I can have without children, without my husband, without anyone except for my sweet puppy dog. He's right here. I'll show him to you. He's sleeping. So creating those routines is something that will help you also to just stay on task with all of these goals. It could be a morning routine, a nightly routine, a weekly routine, or if you're like me, all of the above. Anything that's going to help you stay consistent with these goals is going to help, and creating routines is just what you need. So some tips for implementing this is to write down all of the tasks, both personal and professional, that you want to achieve, and then you're going to go in and prioritize those tasks with level of importance. Let's say, for example, that you are a student and you know that this project is due at the end of the week, and then you have another project due in 2 weeks, a calendar and having that visual aid to really help you keep track of when you need to get certain things done and break them down into prioritized tasks is really going to help you to stick to your goals. Might I suggest just trying to stick to this routine as much as possible? I have a checklist that I have for every single day, like all the things that I have in my morning routine. For example, workout, like a devotional, a gratitude journal, all of these things that I definitely want to make sure that I include in my morning routine. And then, you can check off boxes, which is super exciting. Everybody loves to check off boxes because it gives you that sense of accomplishment. Also, you are going to want to review and adjust these routines. It is super important to reflect on how they're working. So a really great idea is to start on Sunday and try to plan out your week. I really like to use Google Keep. And if you would like some advice about that, check out this video about productivity because it will help you to kind of organize all your thoughts and brain dump and clear your mind so that you can get all of these things done in the best way possible. But having those lists of things that you are going to accomplish at the beginning of the week on Sunday, even if it's rough at first, like just, okay, I'm going to get these things accomplished, is going to help you to stay on task throughout the week. And if you are not getting these things done, you can then pivot and decide, what are the things that are holding me back? What are the things that I need to change so that I can get back on task? And you can review these things weekly or quarterly, daily, whatever works for you, make it work for you. They're your goals. Everybody has different goals. So you're going to be the one to figure out what the best scenario will be for your life and reaching these goals. Most importantly though, stay flexible. We all know that life happens. So sometimes things are going to shit's gonna hit the fan. And if that happens, then we need to adjust and give ourselves grace, because if we're not doing that, then we are not truly enjoying the process. And if we don't enjoy the process, then we're probably gonna give up on it. You know what I'm saying? It is so important to just fall in love with the process. Of course, it's so awesome to have that end result. Like that is satisfaction. But you know what I've learned to do is learn to enjoy the process, learn to see those little incremental growths that we see every single day, celebrating those small wins that are getting us to the end result. Once you fall in love with that process, I'm telling you, you're going to be so much more successful. So if it's not working, be flexible, review, adjust, all those things. All right, tip number 4. This is a very important tip. I'm gonna tell you what. Declutter and organize. I want you to take some time to declutter your physical space. Clean and organized spaces are going to help you reduce your stress and improve your productivity. Let me tell you, as a recovering OCD-aholic, I am a self-diagnosed OCD person, I guess. I have over the years grown to be more and more OCD, and it's probably because there are, life changes and my mind hates the clutter. And even if you're a person that is okay with the clutter, might I suggest just trying it out. Try out decluttering and see what it does for your brain. See how it helps you. It is so important to just have a nice clean space that feels good, because I promise you, you're gonna get more work done. Also, I would highly suggest decluttering like your software, your apps, any files that you can be done with, and throw it in the 2023 bin so that everything looks more clear. Like, go on your phone, get rid of all those snapshots that you took and you thought that you would refer back to. Like, I have so many, that's why I don't have any memory on my phone. But doing all of these things is going to give you a clean slate and start you fresh for 2024. So declutter and organize. All right, tip number 5. I know I said the last one was super important, but this one is super important too, promise. Make self-care a priority. If there's anything that I have learned after being a mother of quickly having like tiny humans running around all over the place, It's that things are stressful, and it is super important to make self-care a priority, because if you are not in a good headspace, then you are never going to be able to care for anyone else, anything else, all of the other things that are so important to you that go along with all of these goals for you having a successful another year. Some of the things that self-care could include would be exercise. That is a must for me. Meditation, journaling, spending time with your family. I will suggest that this is so important to be absolutely sure that when you're spending that time with family, with loved ones, friends, whatever, put down your phone. Please put down your phone, okay? I have made this a personal goal of my own to make sure that I am putting down my phone so that I can be completely present in the moment. Those phones, they are so addicting. I am a victim of it. My husband is as well, but it is something that we are trying to work on. But first of all, it's rude, okay, to just be on your phone at all times when you're supposed to be. Like, I cannot explain to you when I go to a restaurant and I see like a couple sitting down and they're just like this and like not even engaging with each other. They're just on their phone. Like, how rude? How rude is that? Like, why did you even go out to eat in the first place? That's like supposed to be a social time for you to enjoy other people's company. But the other thing, like if you have children, think about every single thing that you do and the fact that those tiny humans are staring at you and watching you. Do you want them to be like that when they grow older and the time that they like have a phone or electronics? Do you want them to be hooked on this? No. Like, imagine trying to talk to them and they're like this. Don't do it. So make that a priority to practice self-care, hang out with family, and be present in the moment. All right, tip number 6 is to manage your finances. Take a look at your finances and create a budget. This can help you to save money, reduce debt, and achieve your financial goals. According to personal finance writer Annalise Wealth, isn't that ironic? Her name is Wealth. The first step in attaining wealth is believing that you deserve it. In her article, How to Build Wealth When You Don't Come From Money, she writes that building money mindset is crucial. This means believing that wealth is accessible to you and believing that you are worthy of wealth despite the systems designed to keep you from it. Without that mental drive, the other strategies are basically moot, she explains. I love this because it goes back to my strong belief in the law of attraction and getting your mindset in the right place. She also says that building a money mindset starts with intentionally reminding ourselves of the abundance and resources and opportunities around us. Wealth's advice is to remind yourself each day that you deserve wealth. Start by noticing your negative thoughts and patterns around money and replacing them with more positive ones. Slowly, you'll learn to expect abundance and reframe behaviors that support your growth. Love this. When you do, you'll be able to apply to jobs, negotiate pay, ask for a raise, or ask what you believe you deserve at the workplace, and more clarity and confidence. I'm telling you, this year, we asked for a raise and we got it. So that's one thing that worked. Fix your mindset around money. And if you guys are interested in doing a little budget together, let me know in the comments, and I would love to do a video on budgeting. I mean, it's the perfect time to do this, especially when we're starting off with the new year. So tip number 7 is to learn something new, whether it's a new skill, a hobby, a new language. Continuous learning is something that will keep your mind sharp and your life interesting. We could all use a little more interest in our lives. Something that I put into action a couple years ago is I had a goal of reading 12 books a year. I heavily surpassed that with the help of Audible. I love Audible. I listen to books all the time when I'm in my car. Usually when I'm in the car alone, when I'm going on a walk, when I'm doing chores around the house. It is so easy to get through a number of books and just learn new things. And I really got very addicted to it. If you try it, it might work. These are things that will just help us continually grow as a human. If you would like to see some of the life-changing books that I have read, just put that in the comment. I would be happy to share my library with you of some of the amazing books that I have read that have truly changed my life. All right, tip number 8 is to seek help. Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's from friends, family, a professional. Seeking support can really help you overcome challenges when it comes to trying to meet and achieve these goals. I have had some issues in the past with mental health, and instead of letting it overtake me, I realized that the problem was there, and then I went and found out everything I could about it so that I could change things. I've also just consulted with my doctor, and I know that there is really cheap help out there for people who are struggling with something, whether you need a therapist and someone to talk to, or just a family member, whatever it is, there are resources out there for you. And you know, it is not something that makes you weak if you are asking for help. It is just something that makes you stronger. Trust me, when I became a mom, I realized that there is no other path than to ask for help, because it takes a village. This is a new morning tea, by the way, and I have swapped it for coffee, so it's been really good. So I hope that all of these tips have been super helpful. Remember, getting your life together is an ongoing process, and it's okay to take it one step at a time. In fact, that's what I encourage. Let's do it together. And if you need some advice about having endless energy so you can keep all of these amazing goals intact for the coming year, you need to watch this video, because I'm telling you, before I put these things into place, I was tired and hit a wall in the afternoon all the time, and now I'm never tired. Okay, maybe except for like 10 o'clock at night when it's time to go to bed, but you know what? You want to be tired then so you can get a good night's sleep, right? Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.